Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Monday morning. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Monday morning, guys. So, guys, really quickly, I want to say shouts out to all of you guys. To those of you who constantly like, comment, and share. I'm so grateful. I keep forgetting to say it in my recordings. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. There are several of you who constantly support, and it has increased the algorithm where I do have a lot of new subscribers. So that goes without saying. I want to say hey to all my new subscribers. I know there are a great number of you guys here. Some of you guys have emailed me. Some of you guys have commented in the comment section. And I just want to say thank you and welcome to a channel of the chosen ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you. I actually went through my list of new subscribers, so I know who you are, and I'm thankful. So in this recording, I want to say some of these things are going to be repetitive. I can't help it. Truly, I don't know why, but I have to give what comes to me. Potentially, it could be because here we go. We have new subscribers who may have not heard certain recordings, or even with some people, they have to. Dr. Umar says this a lot. You have to repeat it several times for it to really stick, right? Everybody, like some people, it's just you get it one time and it sticks. I'm that way visually. You show me something one time visually, I got it. But I got to hear something a couple of times for it to really, really stick. So please bear with me if some of these are repetitive. I'm going to try to run through them. So here's the thing, guys. I'm begging you guys. I'm begging you because it's, well, you guys are chosen, so you know. It's very profound in our spirits that the time is now. The shift is now. And I'm so ignited about it because it's like I know what the chosen ones has been through. Let it be all of our lives, right? Or up until the very intense last several years that we've had. It's like it just makes me so sad that some people have fallen off and gotten out of alignment because things have become too intense or because they have given up on the promise, right? But there are things that are very, very intense right now, now, that we must be in alignment for, and we must be obedient to. It's almost like God is not going to allow us to skip some of these things. These things must be done before that door opens. This is why a lot of you guys are in isolation or in season of stillness. This is why a lot of you guys have instructions to be like really, really still in right now. Like for me, this past weekend, I didn't even leave the house, right? My instructions are to press in right now. Now, what does that look like? Different for each of us. Some people is fasting. Some people is pressing into that particular prophetic voice, right? Ride this shift. This is not the time to be listening to 1,000 different people, because that's 1,000 different voices speaking to you. That's 1,000 different instructions and directions. Find that one prophetic voice right now that you're going to ride this shift out to. And you will know what it is because everything is in alignment with what God is currently doing in your life. So let's talk about 15 things that are very, 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 very crucial for us to do right now. Like right now. Number one, stay true to your authentic self. Please. This is not the time to be shifting around with low self-esteem and putting on false identity, false labels, trying to prove yourself to be something that you're not. It is going to be your true authentic self that demands and command your audience, right? And that audience can look like destiny helpers, that the audience that God is going to use you as a vessel. You got to be your true authentic self. As chosen people, we've dealt with like a lot of things in the past. Let it be rejection, being misunderstood, bullying, I don't know, just things that could change your identity because you're trying to be something that you're not. Being told that you're too much or you demand too much attention and you need to sit down. All these things like that can truly change a person. A lot of people right now are not being their true authentic self. Instead, they admire other people that they think have so much confidence. Truth of the matter is, you have that same confidence, but you're not being true to your true authentic self based on what other people have said to you. That's a trick of the enemy. Why do you think he targets people early on in childhood? Because before your mind is developed, excuse me, before our mind is developed, then he already got into your mind and now you're being something that you're not. Be your true authentic self, regardless of who understands, regardless if it's non-traditional. Be you. That's how God is going to use you as a vessel. People who are tapped in, they know immediately when you're not yourself. And then be careful, because that can really read your spirit, right? That can have someone read your spirit like something is off with you. And it's not even you. Is that you're being a phony, because that's not who you are. Excuse me. I'm going to be me, point blank, period. Right? You're not going to make me think I'm going to go left really quickly, right? And truly, it's not even like a lot of people. It's just those jealous women, the women who truly refuse to put the work in, right? So they're insecure, and then they want to target other women, chosen women who they feel like get the light. And it's like, sis, get it together. Like, seriously, right? So you're not going to make me think like I have to look like Mrs. Estelle in order to talk about what God has done in my life. Guys, if anybody named here is Mrs. Estelle, please, I'm sorry. You're going to see these legs. I don't have no conviction from the Holy Spirit that I must look like Miss Estelle. If the Holy Spirit ever convicts me to do so, I will look like Mrs. Estelle. In the meantime, you're going to see these legs, and I'm going to tell you how good God is to me. God is strategic. As a matter of fact, one of my good brothers just commented, I think in a recording from several days ago, his comment is still there. He's like, if I'm honest, it was your beauty that brought me to your channel. Not knowing I'm going to get a whole word and whole convictions and confirmations that I needed, right? God is strategic. Be your true authentic self. Period. Number 2, guys, hear me, please, and hear me well. This is one of those ones that has been repeated, and I don't know why, because obviously maybe somebody's not, remove, or a refusal to move that one specific person. Refusal to remove that, hear me, refusal to remove that one specific person. It could be several, but it's one in particular that's going to cause you to miss this shift for whatever reason. That's between you and God. Number 3, look at me keeping up with the numbers. Number 3, you're trying to skip the process. You're trying to skip the process. I said a couple of days ago, there was a gentleman who emailed me in regards to one of my vintage online stores. And he's literally he said he just started with the vintage things, and et cetera, et cetera. And he's trying to understand, like, how can he get the reviews I have and get the quality items I have? Like, he's pressing me to try to and I told him, I was like, listen, because I'm the type of chick, listen, I will help anybody in a sense, because there's no competition anywhere. There's no competition. Right? I'm in my own lane. So I don't have a problem helping anybody, because what's for me is for me. What's for you is for you. So I'm giving him tips. But as I told him, ultimately, I get your frustration that you feel like nothing is moving. But you just started. You're messaging somebody trying to see how you can skip the process of somebody who have thousands of reviews. But I've been doing this for 7 years. It started off just like you. I got frustrated, right? But I had to go back and get strategic ideas. Ask God for insight and wisdom for your particular thing. You can't skip the process. So if you skip a process, if God have convicted you to sit in a single season, a healing season, a season of preparation, working on character flaws, purifying your spirit, your motives, all that stuff. You can't skip a whole process. Not us, right? Because we're in alignment, speaking in general here. You can't skip a whole process and think you're going to be promoted to the next grade. No. Now, you can push past it. And even in your own determination and willpower, you can skip a process, but you're not going to stay there. This is why people are exposed to blessings and it's very, very temporary, and then you're thrown back. You're thrown back. We cannot skip the process. Whatever that process is that God is trying to process you in, we cannot skip the process. It's going to be detrimental in some kind of way to the next season. Number 4. Refusal to remove some kind of sin. Whatever that sin is, that's between us and God, you and God. But again, it's a refusal. So it's a difference between refusing to do something versus being convicted to do it, right? You're convicted about it. God has been fair, right? He's been patient, but now it's like you are refusing. So basically you're saying no. Rather than just try, because some of this stuff is embedded, right? And it's not easy, right? So we're being tested on them all day, every day. This is why the tests are coming more and more, right? So it's not that these things are easy. It's more about when you're starting to feel a heavy conviction, there's a very profound grace behind it that says, if you just try it this way, right? It may not work for you this way, but I'm going to give you a strategic instruction. Do it this way. There's going to be a grace to really help you in that particular area. Next thing. Some of you guys, I'm good at it now, but I struggle with this immensely. Was Pastor Samuel Blakes who brought something to my attention, and when he said it, it stuck. But Bishop Sam, a refusal to sit still in a season of stillness. A refusal to sit still in a season of stillness. Now, some people have it on lock because some people are okay with being like still. But those of you like myself with that go-getter mindset, like that A personality, like always got to be doing something, or like you're used to being used in different directions. So when a season of stillness arrives, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. So when I was at dinner with the Blix family, Bishop Sam said something. He said, it's crazy how we literally ask for peace and we can't even sit still to receive the peace. It's like we gotta be doing something. So if you're in a season of stillness, be still. It's crucial. There's insight, right? There's directions, there's instructions, or maybe not at all. Maybe he's just working things out on the other side and he doesn't need our help. Next. What number am I? I think I'm on number 6, I think. You're still, it's a certain character flaw. This doesn't even have to be a sin per se, right? It's a certain character flaw. It's something that you're used to doing. You move a certain kind of way and is not pure. Right? It's not pure. So there's something shifty in your character that it can't go. Because if your character is faulty and fickle now in that area, what's going to happen with increase? Right? You're going to struggle with that thing more with increase. So, and whatever that character flaw is, he already told you, honey. He already told you what it is. Next. Too many voices. I think I alluded to that earlier, but too many voices. Be very, very careful with who and how many different voices you are allowed to speak into your spirit. I'm just not that chick. I'm really not. Like I'm very, very guarded about who's speaking to my life, and I'm very guarded about riding the wave with that one or with that two who is really in alignment and direction, what I feel that is for my spirit. But if you're listening to 50 different people, 50 different voices, right? We got to get real tunnel visioning right now. For many of us, it's one. It's one particular prophetic voice, and it is so in alignment. And I'm not saying it have to be one for you. I'm trying to make a point here, right? It's so in alignment with this current shift. Next, your lack of faith. You still have a plan B. Now, let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I'm that chick, right? I'll speak business wise, right? I'll have a plan B, C, because I know people are people, right? So I can't have you. I can't be slipping over here because of your lack of character, right? That type of thing. But I'm speaking about purpose and calling, destiny, seasons, and kairos moments. If God has said it to you, and for many of you guys, it's a long time ago, right? Right. If God has said it, it is. Be careful with plan Bs when it comes down to specific things. When God has really, really made it clear, like, this is not a familiar spirit. You know that you know that you know that you know, right? But because you're becoming weary or too many voices, you got now familiar spirits in your ear telling you, yeah, God said do it this way, but let's do it this way because obviously it's taking too long. Be very, very careful with that. You got to have faith. You got to lock onto that thing. You got to know if God said it, it is. Plan B can have you too distracted. Plan B can have you working on something when God really needs you to be still, right? So tap in, right? Because God will make it clear to you if there's something else he needs you to be working on. A lot of us, we've been working on other things, but God have had us to shut it down, or he's quieted for this time because he wants, I just got a confirmation for myself. He needs us to really tunnel vision right now. So that's why that other thing is not making money. That's why that other thing is not taking off right now, because he wants you to tunnel vision in on that specific thing to bring this promise in. Next, a lack of discipline. You're refusing to fast. You're refusing to turn off social media at a certain time. You're still watching porn. What, bro, please get it together, sir. Right. Just a lack of discipline, right? You're called right now to eat a certain kind of way, to eat clean. You listen, it's so true that when we're eating clean, right? It could be for a certain period of time or whatever. When we're eating really, really clean, it's crazy how it's still related to how we receive things from the spiritual realm. It's almost like, I guess, when we're eating, I don't know, you probably had some pig feet last week. It's like all that toxins, all that toxins and stuff is in our body. It seems like it clouds things. I can't really explain it, but I'm sure you guys know. So discipline, whatever the area of discipline that he's calling you to. If he says stay home, stay home. I had so many different opportunities to do things this weekend. He said, stay home, press in. Stay home, press in. Next, you're still chasing it rather than attracting it. You're still trying to chase it. When you're chasing it, it's going to run from you, right? That can look like money. That can look like people. That can look like when you chase it, it's something that happens in the spiritual realm where it almost like it repels it, right? We don't chase, we attract. Period. Chosen ones. Next, listen, I'm getting hit real hard with this, but your girl is on point. Your girl's in alignment. It's not easy. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Even though you know that current season is up, person, place, her thing. If you are not if he has not released you from it, for some of you, that can even look like relationships and some marriages, but you ain't hear that from me, right? You must still move with the spirit of excellence. Even though there's no longer a desire for it, no fulfillment for it, and you can know that you know that you know that you know it's a done deal But if he has not released you from it, now some people have been released from it, so you're kind of released from it and you're just still waiting on the next door to open. But for some people, you're waiting for the next door to open, but you got to stay there for whatever reason. You have to stay there until the door in the shift happens. But the point is, he's requiring you. As a matter of fact, he's requiring you to step the excellence game up even more than before. Why? Different reasons. Who knows, right? Different reasons. I can give a few, but whatever. He is honey, you can dislike this man real bad. Yes, you got to still cook. Yes, you got to still, you listen, just whatever. If you're not released from, if that's your, if you're not released from it, you don't like the job no more. You once begged for the job, but it is what it is. When the seasons are up, the desires are just gone. You still got to get there on time. You still have to perform with the spirit of excellence. No slacking right now. He is watching you like a hawk, because at next level, honey, you speak about excellence. These next levels, honey, we got to move with excellence. Why do you think we're going to start or have already start getting a team together? He's already if he hasn't already physically brought your team, he's gave you insights about certain people who will be part of the team. It's going to have to be excellence at the next level. So he's working on that now, and he's watching you like a hawk, honey. I be in my feelings. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I'm gonna be transparent. I be in my feelings, but I know I know it's going to be detrimental if I don't do what's required. Next, you are missing instructions for the next level. Okay. All right. So how can I put this into words what I feel in my spirit? Okay. So at the next level, it's a big deal, right? It's grand. It's the fireworks. It's the on stages. It's the handling millions and billions of dollars. It's next level, right? But there are certain instructions for it. Even if, okay, some of the stuff we can do now, that can look like, that can look like currently, even though it hasn't fully manifest, you can go ahead and start the trust fund. You can go ahead and start the LLC. You can go ahead and set it up and apply for it. You can go ahead and start the what do you call it when you have, oh my goodness, those foundations where it's charity driven? I don't know. Okay, so there are already certain instructions you can do. Start therapy in this particular area. Start taking a course. If you don't have any money, watch it online. A specific thing. There's instructions that are crucial that's going to be related to the next season. But some people haven't received their instructions because of distractions. That can look like certain people. Lock on to this person. I won't tell you exactly how to get it in place, but just remember, they're going to be a part of the team, right? There are certain instructions that we must either physically already have in place or mentally lock in before that shift happens. There's no way in the world the shift can happen and we don't have the insight about the instructions. The instructions are going to be part of the blueprint. Next, you haven't fully surrendered. You're still trying to control the narrative, control the outcome, right? Still have your hands in it, thinking, listen, we're human, right? We're human. The key is listen to your convictions. This is why it's crucial to be so still, to remove the distractions that's riding your mind, because the insights are crucial. And in some of that insights, he will tell you your hand is too much up in this. You're still, leave this alone. Either you're going to trust me or you're not. I'll let you know when I need your help. I don't need your help right now. I just need you to fully, your surrender is what's going to bring this thing in. Not you trying to touch it. I just gave you, be still. The last two. You still have that, not chosen people, right? That ain't us, right? That spirit of, I just received that. I said not chosen people, but you potentially have these kind of people around you. That is that spirit of lack and that spirit of a poverty mindset, right? Listen, you got to know you're chosen. So that means abundance, right? In whatever way. That's abundance. You got to think grand. Like the things that you attract are literally on the level of your thinking in your mindset. So if you have that mindset of, I'm just going to always be poor, no one in my family have ever made over $10 an hour. I guess I'm just like that victim mentality, like just that poverty mindset, like, oh, we're going to only get rich when we get to heaven. Child, okay, well, the mindset has to be abundance. It has to be grand. You can have $1 in your bank account, but if God says you're a millionaire, you have to believe that. You have to already start walking in that. That doesn't mean go get yourself in debt. I'm speaking about a mindset shift. So that poverty mindset, be very, very careful. That's a trick from the enemy. And be very careful about the people around you, right? Because those spirits can transfer. Nobody wants that heaviness. And that can also look like people who still have that, like that scammy mindset, like that scamming and manipulative. That's a poverty mindset. That's a poverty mindset because it will never last. This is why people with that mindset, you might get it, but 6 months later, you're back broke. You might get it through scamming and lying, manipulating, but something's going to happen where you're going to lose it all. So it's a mindset. The mindset we have right now is abundance and longevity. We're not going to be broke again. Not when we're chosen ones. It's a mindset. Lastly, entertaining certain spirits right now, especially if you can't get from around them. That can look like parenting with a narc, right? Because there's some people you just going to have, right? That can look like a job that maybe God haven't released you from. But the person's spirit is that of like narcissistic or just like a demonic spirit. But however, this person keeps your mind toiling, right? They constantly lie, manipulate, and just it's a dark energy, which is typically narc type of energy. If you can leave it cold turkey, gray rock, if you can. And don't make excuses to say you can't because you still in love and you trying to make, no. No. Like seriously, you can't leave for whatever reason. First of all, ask God for strategy right there, right? Ask God for strategy because sometimes people think they're stuck, but you're really not stuck, right? Ask God for strategy. But if it's something that you cannot leave, please, whatever you do, ask for strength. Literally, ask for strength to not entertain that spirit. That's going to look like silence. Silence. And this is why God is working on discipline in other areas through fasting, things like that, because it's going to give you the power to not entertain certain things. There are certain spirits right now that's trying to keep your mind pinging. Anything that's pulling from your spirit right now, gotta go. I've cut 3 people off in the last 3 months because it's that pulling, and it's not even always a bad thing. Like it's a bad. It's just that it's something that we can't entertain right now. It's a distraction right now. The enemy is trying to make you miss this shift through distractions right now. If you're not peaceful, and we can't have a peaceful, we ain't got time. We ain't got time, right? I might can entertain that foolishness after the shift. I don't know. But right now, I ain't got time. If you can't help me, you're hurting me. If you're not depositing, you're withdrawing. And we can't do that right now. Not right now. Don't entertain any spirits that's pulling at your spirit. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.